Welcome, children. You are going to start with the 12th standard chapters of database query using SQL. Now, this is a continuation of the chapter which you learned in your class 11. So, I remember that we started with SQL commands as DDL commands and we learned only create commands. Now, we are going to add on to the next set of commands under DDL. Now, you should know that in your DDL, you have actually three commands. Let me just take our MySQL from here so that I can start the commands. Alright, let me just type my password. Now, if you remember, you need to think about a database and then only we can start your commands underneath that. So if I wanted to see the different databases which I already created, you can just click here and say see show databases, and the entire databases which I have created is there. Now if I write here use, say there is 112 IP, you can see that if I do that, there is already the command is set to go to that particular database 12 IP. Now if you want to show the tables under 12 IP, you can click here and you can see it's an empty set. So I can actually create a table once again here. So I'm going to start with the same command which you learned in your class 11. Create table. Let's take student. You remember it always starts with the bracket, and then you can think about anything like a roll number, and then the size, the data type, and then the size. Here size is not required. The data type is given as int, and this is your primary key because we know the roll number will not be same for two students. Now you have your roll number int primary key set, and then I'm going to give name, and then it is varchar. Now imagine that I have only these two fields created, and I'm going to close it. So you can see if I type here DESC and then type student, since my table name is student, you can see my table is created with one primary key of roll number and another field name called as name, which can have null values. Now I'm going to give you the idea about how to do your next, or how to create your next option. I can't say create, how to add on the next option under DDL command. So create is a command under DDL. The next command under DDL is alter. So if I type alter table student and then I say add, and then I write here say marks and then float, spelling has to be correct, and then write 5,2. You know 5 means total number is 5, and if I write 2 here, that is total number of digits is 5, out of which 2 can be decimal, and I put a semicolon here, and then I type and I press enter. What happens is the table is now altered, changed. That means a new field name is added to that existing table. You can see earlier when we typed DES student, you never had marks. Now marks is added. So I can use that particular new command called as alter to make changes in the table structure. I can add a new field name, as you can see. Now imagine that you created another table. So I'm going to create another table here. Say for example EMP. And there I started with ENO as my first name, but I didn't give primary key. Imagine I forgot to give the primary key there. And this is it. Only two fields are there, ENO int. But then I can actually use our alter table EMP, and I can add my primary key also. That means I can write add primary key, bracket you write ENO, which is already there. ENO is a field which is already there. If you give, see, now if I give DESC EMP, it will be given as PRI. You see, earlier I didn't try earlier it was actually not a primary key. So alter table can be used to add a new field name as well as add a primary key to an existing field name. So two options are there, two different uses are there. You can add a primary key using alter table. Also, you can add a new field name using alter table. I can also use alter table to modify the existing field names data type. Say for example it was char, it was varchar. I can change it to char, and I can change the size to a little bit, say 30. Remember, I need to give the field name too. Alter table, table name, modify field name, then the data type and the size. So see, now if you write DSEMP, you can see the change, the type got changed to char 30. Earlier it was varchar 11. So you should know that alter table, which you just learned, can be used for adding, adding a field name with the new corresponding set of this one. Otherwise, it can be also used for what all purpose? Adding a primary key. As you can see here, adding a primary key, that is again alter table, table name, add only. So for adding, we use the keyword add, and we add a primary key to an existing field name or add a new field name. But I can also use modify to modify the data type and the size. I can change my data type from char to varchar, or int to float, or float to int, or even int to char. Anything I feel like. Okay. So this is it. Now, suppose, imagine that I don't want that particular field name here. For example, I don't want ename. So alter table, table name, drop ename. If you give here, that's gone. Now if I type DSEMP, I'm so sorry, I'm supposed to give EMP. You can see only one, the field name is existing. Now if you wanted to add, what will you do? You can do this alter table. Yes, EMP, add. The same thing which you just, took can be taken, and I can add it. So I can do three options. I can add, I can modify, I can also do removal. The option is drop. So alter table, table name, add, alter table, table name, modify, alter table, table name, drop. These are the three extra keywords coming along with alter to make the changes in the structure of the table. So if I press this, and then if I press this, and then if I wait for some time, it should be actually saying query okay. Let's wait. What is the problem? We'll see later. I have given the command properly, I guess. All right. Yeah, it worked. Okay. Now I wanted to show you one more thing, that is alter table EMP. What was my primary key name? ENO. Before that, just showing you DSC EMP. If I give, since I added, our new name will come. Okay, so back to what I was talking, alter table EMP. If I write simply drop primary key over here, you can see the primary key will be dropped. That means now if I write this, you can see that PRI is gone from here. PRI, which was given earlier, which was the primary key, is gone. So what did you learn just now? You just learned that your alter table, which is a DDL command, data definition language command, can be used for altering the structure of the database. The options are alter table, table name, add, to add a new field name or to add a primary key. The next is alter table, table name, modify, in order to modify an existing field name's character and size. The third one is alter table, table name, drop. Drop is to drop a primary key or even to drop a existing field name. Only field name, remember. So the second command under DDL is over. That is our alter table, table name. The first command was create table, table name. Now comes the last one, that is, suppose I don't want the table as such. Now we were only dropping primary key and all. Suppose I don't want even this, table called as EMP. I can use Now if I type, it will show error only because such a table is not existing. So drop table. So basically if I go back to my this place and then I type the command under DDL, the commands are create, alter, and the last one is drop. These are the three commands under DDL. DDL stands for Data Definition Language. Now, along with this, I am going to also show you one major section which is coming under the select command. Now, which is a select command? Select command is basically your DML command, data manipulation command. And under that, we have covered almost everything, but there is something called as aggregate function, which you didn't use in your 11th standard. Suppose I wanted to go back to some other table, so I have to give this show databases, and a database where something is there should be coming up. So let's go for connect. I think in connect I have some values inside my table. If I type show tables, so much is there. So I'm taking this select star from EMP. All right, oh, nothing is there. So let's go to EMP1 and see if something is there in EMP1. Okay, so we'll go for movies and see. Only if something is there I can show you. Okay, whatever I'm taking, I'm not having anything. So let's go back to what I was typing earlier. I will not go to connect. What will I do? I have to check one more set of databases. And there I have Devi. I'm using Devi and seeing whether I have anything inside that. And I type show tables. So much of tables are there. Yes, finally I have something here. Hopefully it will be helping us to type something. Yeah, I have something here. I'm going to add one more field name to that. So what will I do? Alter table, EMP1, add. Okay, I'm going to, as I told, I don't have to put a bracket, add say commission. You will understand why I'm giving commission now. I'll put commission itself, int, and is that primary, int is the data type, finished. So 7 records. If I type here now, you can see it all became null because nothing is there inside that. Now I can use update command and put values. Update emp1 set COMM equal to, give a value where EID equal to 1 and put semicolon definitely. Now if I write, see, I have changed update emp1 set commission equal to 200 where EID equal to 1 means wherever EID is 1 I have made the commission as that way. So I can change EID equal to 2 and give the commission as 250. So like that, 1 by 220 is enough. One by one I can make changes. $250. Why I am giving this way, you will understand fast. All right, it's all 3 3 because it's not a primary key. I should be changing that too actually. All right, what I'll do is, see, commission equal to 0, EID equal to 4, where ename equal to 7. I'm putting that. 2 times it came. Okay, that's why 2 times it's coming. So it's truncated in double value. Blake is there. Why, I don't know why the Blake is coming 2 times or not. We have to check out that. But we will see where ename equal to 7 should be in quotes. That's the reason. So why? Because ename in my case is a character. So even though 7 became a number, I should be giving the hint course, it will work. Yes. So now I have certain numbers. So if I give select star from MP1, see, changes happened. Alright, so the values are set. So total how many are there? You actually have 7 rows, out of which one commission is given as null there. Okay, we will see now my aggregate function. My first aggregate function is select sum. If I write select sum of commission from EMP1, that is an aggregate function which help us to find the total value or total sum of the allowed values given over there. If you calculate 200 to 220, 250, 250 over there, you can see that what we have given is correct. Understood, no? That means you have to just calculate and see by yourself whether what I have got as 1420 is correct by adding 200 plus 220 plus 250 plus 250 plus 250. If I wanted to make a change in the style of given this one, I can actually see yeah, I can't because all are going to be same. No need to change. 250 can be changed if I want to say 240. See, one small change happened. Why? Because now the value is changed to 240. So that 1410 came. So it is adding up. So the first aggregate function is ready. Now the second aggregate function is select AVG, that is average. Now, no, you might have wondering what happens to null. Null will not be considered. So it will be like 6 values will be added over here. Now when I take average, you know what is average, right? No? Now average of commission, if you take, it should be actually adding up the values and dividing that number, the total sum, by the total number of records. But here one of the record is having null values, so you should understand that it will be dividing it with 6 only. That is 7 rows are there, but total you will be actually calculating 200 plus 220 plus 250 plus 250 plus 240 plus 250, the whole divided by 6, because only 6 values are having original values, one value is null. So that is how average is calculated. So the why I am saying, because in your question paper there will be a manual output to be presented, so that you have to add and divide it by the number. So if there is a null value, that is not considered. Now the next one is coming up. It is called select count. EMP1. Now count star. Now star, you know, it means you all know it means all. So 7. Why? Because 7 records are there. Now if I write count this commission, okay, from EMP1 is 6 will show. Why? Because one of the value in the commission is null. So null is not considered when you count it with the specific field name, but when you count with star, it is actually considering the records irrespective of the null values in one of the field names. It will just consider the existing number of records irrespective of null values. So I hope it's clear to you. 3 commands under aggregate function. One is sum, one is average, the third one is your count is considered. Now next is your max. I can also do with salary also. Remember, all these are mathematical functions. So basically we are expecting that to be done with your numbers only. Same thing can be done with okay, now that's it. Same way, it will show you the highest value if you give max, it will show you the lowest value if you give min. So that's over. That's your aggregate function. Average, then first you learn sum, then you average, then count, then max, then min. So 5 different aggregate functions are studied, and now the rest is already there in the previous videos of your standard 12, which will be continued. So that's how you are going to start your chapter. When we meet in your Google session, Remember to ask doubts and clarify within the first day itself. So thank you very much for watching the video.